If your primary interest in a PDA is communications, you probably want to look at the new EO440 personal communicator from AT&T. Here to show us the next entrant in the PDA sweepstakes is Randy Stock of EO Incorporated. Randy, taking a look at these PDAs here, they're obviously different from what we saw with the Casio Zoomer and Apple's Newton. What's the positioning of these?
Well, the big difference here is these are really targeted to solving business communication problems. So they go beyond notepad and note-taker and organizer capabilities to provide integrated communications like fax, cellular telephony, and email, all built into the system.
So it's more high-end and the focus is communications.
Communications and business professional.
Got it. All right, now we have two models here. What's the difference between these two?
The larger model is the AT&T EO880, and it has a larger backlit screen and a faster processor. The smaller unit is the AT&T EO440. It is a lighter and more mobile device.
All right, let's take a look at the 440, the little one, and show me what's on it. Show me the hardware first.
Sure. Well, the hardware runs on a Hobbit microprocessor from AT&T. It's a RISC-based chip, very powerful. We include with the system a keyboard port, a parallel port, a serial port, a microphone and speaker, as well as a high-speed 14.4 modem, all internal into the system. We also
and it's obviously got a real telephone.
Right, a real telephone. So we have a cellular attachment.
So this is a cell phone / PDA.
Absolutely.
Okay, show us what it does.
Well, as you can see, it is a phone. I can make and receive voice telephone calls.
That's your antenna.
Got my antenna here for cellular. I can use it either by tapping in numbers off a keyboard, or I can tap into my address book here and select addresses or phone numbers that I want to dial and just dial them immediately. So the first thing you get with this is voice communications. And I can do that, but besides voice, I can send and receive messages. So people can send a fax from a regular fax machine to my EO, either over a cellular phone or over landlines. And I see here I have an inbox where all these documents have come into my EO. I have mail and fax messages, and say perhaps I had a meeting scheduled where someone had faxed me directions to that meeting. I can take a look at that fax on the screen of my EO, and we see here that information. If I want to get a little more detail, I can select a portion of that and zoom right into it so I can see a lot of information. Now say that I had a couple more people who wanted to attend the meeting. I can write directly on the screen and add some annotation here, like this. And then I can zoom back out if I want to see the entire screen. Now again, this just started as a regular fax that someone sent to me. Once I have any document in my EO, just like I might be able to print kinds of documents, I can send them. And in this case, I'll send this via fax. And I do that, it'll create a cover sheet and actually attach this old fax onto that cover sheet. I'll be able to fill out in an address book, once again here, selecting the people that I want to send it to. And if I want to send it to more than one person, I can do that as well. And we'll add that person and one more. And then I can go ahead, add a little cover note if I want to, and just send it on off. Can either go over cellular immediately to get to somebody if I'm in a real hurry, or if I want to save up a lot of messages, I can put them into my outbox, and then when I get back to a hotel or an office, plug in the telephone line and transmit all my faxes and electronic mail then.
Okay, what other features do we have in here, Randy?
Well, included as well, in order to stay in communications with people, you do need to keep yourself organized, keep your information together, your contact sort of things. So we have a built-in day planner organizer. It does provide you all your kind of appointments and to-do list. And just like I can write in either computer text or in ink here, if I want to take a real quick note, I'll just put it into ink. Perhaps later on I want to translate that. So I can go ahead and get that translated. It's translated my handwriting to say, "Meet Dan." And then what it'll do, because I have an intelligent associate working in the background for me, it recognizes that I have information about Dan in my system. So if I double tap on Dan's name, it'll bring up his whole profile of information, phone numbers, fax numbers, and a complete cross-reference of all the previous meetings we've had. Helps me keep track of who I've talked to, what I've talked to them about. So the communicator really is designed on solving business communication needs, the whole spectrum, telephone, fax, electronic mail, all built into a single device.
That's great. Now what's the price on the EO?
The EO440 starts at $15.99. You can add options. This particular model is at $19.99. The 880 starts at $21.99.
And are there also third-party software applications that you can use in this?
Oh, absolutely. A wide variety of third-party vendors have built things to make superior ink processing kinds of things, note-taking kinds of applications, spreadsheets, databases, the whole realm.
And how do you get the software inside the EO?
You can do it a couple of different ways. We ship it with software that lets this hook up to a PC, and you can exchange files with that PC.
Okay, so you can go through the serial port in and out.
Absolutely. We also have a PCMCIA port in here that lets you stick in any kind of a PCMCIA card.
Okay, that's the EO. Thanks a lot. That is our look at personal digital assistants. Stay tuned now for this week's computer news on Random Access.